Yeah, everybody, welcome back. Freaky Friday. It's the big show. Big man, big mouth, big apple, big thing. What's up to my crew members? Always teaching, right? We talk about that all the time. Brian Elfring, D-Rock, Taco Core, Brian Rose. See you, dude. Jeff L., Rich Clark, welcome aboard. Like I said, always learning. Today's word of the day, RP Paul Rubens, Pee Wee, is Tocayos. Brian Elfring dropping the little Spanish slang. I had to look it up. It's people with the same name. So, as you know, this is like welcome to the house of Brian. Here at Cold to the Pen HQ, fastest show in MLB. So freaking loopy anywhere, man. Take that bad boy to the bank. Finishing the way we started. 115 EV off the crack of the bat. I don't want to waste too much time. I don't have the full hour, just a little short. Also, you notice today no guest. Womp womp. And I don't know if we're going to get our daily K leaderboard today. 14 games in the slate, which I'm not sure is a non-starter. There's also one afternoon game. I don't think we've gotten them with less than 14 games. So I'll keep an eye on it, but I'm not too hopeful. I really hope that they keep doing that going forward. D-Rock slept in today, right to Cold to the Pen, baby. That's how you do it, man. Poet. Didn't even know it. All right, let's dive into the full slate. Again, the Oakland A's and the Giants are off today. And then we've got Braves and Cubbies early on. Hendricks on the bump for the Cubs. So, you know, I was obsessed with looking at these under strikeout props, which I really cannot get away from. I absolutely love this stuff. Listen, you show me bets that I think I have a 50-50 shot at, where I only got to hit 3.5 out of 10. Just sign me up all day. I am Mr. Low Expectations. All right, first game on the PM docket, baby. It's our Nationals, Patrick Corbin on the bump, plus 155. Dog on the road in Great American Small Park against our Reds and Golden Graham Ashcraft. Man, Corbin is so funny. I don't buy it, right? I'm the type I'll go up against him every single time, and if he smokes me 3 times in a row, I'm hoping that I'm going to get him the next 5 times, rather than kind of get whipsawed all the time. Yeah, for a second it looked like Corbin might have gotten it going. He went 7 scoreless at Seattle, struck out 9. Right, he went 7, gave up 1, struck out 6 against Texas. But the other 4 starts sandwiched in there, at least 3 runs. In fact, a 3-4-5 and a 6 ball. I'm not buying what Corbin's selling. The ERA north of 5, whip over 1.5. Ashcraft, ERA over 5, whip over 1.5. I think the big difference, though, is Ashcraft, after that stint on the IL, has really kind of turned it up. And again, we got to be careful, though, if you're into it. You follow me on Twitter at John Laghezza. Pin tweet will take you to Sharpener, where I have my ranks and all this great data that we present. But it's really, especially this time of season, you got to be splitting this stuff. So I have the season-long stats, but at the very end, if you notice, I put last 300. It says 30 days. It's really more like 42 days. You know, it's 400 pitches is what I'm trying to get. Ashcraft has a 1.75 ERA in that span, but the 5 Sierra. So maybe I shouldn't be buying it. His stuff plus is through the roof. Neither one of these guys have a K rate over 16. Neither have a walk. You know, it's not good. Neither have a K minus, BB in the double digits, a swinging strike rate in the double digits, a CSW over 26, a whip rate over 23. This is really, really bad. How about an in-zone contact rate under 87? So we're going to get a lot of contact in this one. Balls should be flying everywhere. Why don't I have this one? Oh, why don't I have this played? Because it's at 10.5 on the full game, though. I'm always curious to see if it's hard for algos to get over that. Yeah, I'm not over that. Although I guess maybe I didn't do a proper Cincinnati adjustment. So let's just leave that one. But this one, remember, offense, 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 offense. And then maybe even looking for, again, those strikeout props. Hit me up any time of day, any day of the week on Twitter after you rate, review, and subscribe, of course. To get me on this stuff, I absolutely love it. You know, I think we have a slight edge, given the pricing, building these, right, underpinning tapestries, or whatever you like to call them. Right, forget walk rate, we're using ball rate and miss rate. Forget K rate, we're using CSW, swinging strike, whiff rate, chase rate, zone contact rate. I think that's how you build it. The more I look at this stuff, the more you see there are hitters that have, you know, pretty high K rates in, you know, smallish samples. My guy Alec Baum is a perfect example. I guess we could look at it at there, but again, I'm so obsessed with this, and I think there's good lessons to be had about how we attack just markets in general, right? Where people are looking at K rate, guy like Bomb, the K rate last 100 plate appearance at 17%, 91 zone contact, above average chase rate, single digit swing strike. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for. Again, underpinnings to the 4 greater than sign. Next up, though I'm fading this one, I would be looking for a lot. I think we get a lot of offense. Bullpen's really struggling as well, especially on the Cincinnati side. Last 42 innings, it's a 6 ERA, 1.45 whip, 46 hard hit, 11.5 barrel, 2.5 homer 9. Washington bullpen's been okay as of late last 2 weeks, but on the season, one of the worst in the league. Again, after they lost Harvey. D-Rock says Belly struck out yesterday, so they put us on the 155. Yeah, that's another great one. Just another great one. Let's just derail the show while we're at it. So, it's an obsession. That's the thing, right? If I told you it's an obsession, it means I'm obsessed. Hold on, so just check it out what we're talking about here. When you hear, and that's where I think the books are, and these are really great lessons, whether or not you're betting these props or following it out. I think the books are using wider samples, and again, generally more data, good data, right? But we know there are stabilization rates in the sine waves of the disciplinary basket for hitters. So you just got to, you really got to keep that in mind. Bellinger right now, check it out, last 104 plate appearances. He has a 9% strikeout rate. 91 zone contact, 32 chase, 6.5 swing strike. You bet Bellinger he actually strikes out left against lefties also. You bet Bellinger every single day. BGC, yes, the Society of the Royal Brine Baseball Betters. I love it. BGC with the BBB. Loving it, yo. I love the people that follow around here. Guys are awesome. So, yeah, those K props. If I could, I would go like exclusively to those, just because again, I think that's where the edge is. Next up, it's a flat fish in Florida. Zach Littell on the bump, minus 150 favorite on the road against Reese's Pieces Olsen and the Detroit Tigers in Motor City. Jay, not to bury the lead. Let's get on this Tiger. Let's get on this Tiger train. Again, people, we're pretty consistent with our approach. Looks like the F5 money line is right around even, which means you could generally get the run for 25 to 30 cents, which is what I'd like to do, Jay. Again, the Detroit offense, not very good. Let's take a look. Little's been okay. He's more of an opener, though. I think they let him go 4 or 5 innings last time. 1.5 whip, really high. CSW is low. The whiff rate is low. He misses middle a lot, and I think that's been the big problem. For a guy that has some decent control metrics, right, 4% walk rate, he does get ahead, but the misses have been punished. But he's an 11% miss rate. Again, that's at center box. I have the stat on my pitching sheet. Literally center box. You can't do that. In particular with below average stuff. 96 stuff plus for the tell. You can't do that, right? That's not going to work. 11% miss, 42 hard hit, 10% barrel, 51% hard hit on Savant. That's just brutal. Righty's batting 362. It's been a struggle. He's been okay as of late. Again, I don't think he's going to get crushed. That's why I want that run. I'm a fan of Reese's Pieces. 4.70 ERA, but a 113 whip, sub 700 OPS. That's kind of where I think he's at. More like towards those indicators. Sierra has him at 3.84. Walk rate of 5. CSW at 29. That's the stuff we like. Miss rate down below 6. And if I'm not mistaken, he's been pretty good at home. Yeah, the ERA is inflated, but the batting average is at 230. So the home run to fly ball is a bit high at home. That's what I'm not buying, I guess. Or sometimes I try and speak for the algorithm. Tampa offense is just awful right now. 220 team batting average, 14.5 swing and strike, 80 zone contact. Really, really bad. Really bad. 280 expected WOBA versus righties, bottom 3. Detroit offense, I'm not going to paper over it. Not very good. Right? But they have been better as of late. They're not striking out. Lots of line drives, lots of doubles. So that's where I think we want that half run. Algorithm has this one, Detroit with the ahead. Normally, if I have at least a quarter of a run space on the F5, for me it's a W. I'm not really buying any offense, and again, Littell's been good. So let's get Detroit with that half run and move it on. Next up, let's not bury the lead. It's the Astros and Hunter Brown on the road against the New York Yankees. Yeah, give me a Hunter Brown F5 for sure. I could not believe how close that one was. We'll see if I actually move this line at all. Probably did. Yeah, if we can get around that 130, we love it. I see a couple 127s, minus 130. That's the Houston on the F5 side. Let's go get it. Hunter Brown's been excellent. 4.12 ERA, 130 whip. Not sure if I'm buying it. See, expected ERA below 4. Sierra at 3.5, 27K to only 8 walk. We love all of that. 54% ground ball rate, 1 homer 9, 300 expected WOBA on the nose. Really good home away splits. Good last 400 pitches, not buying the ERA. Up at 6, but the XFIP came in as walk ERA and Sierra all below 3.75. Above average on some stuff plus, and again, Severino has just been awful. I don't know if he's, tipping or if he's hurt. There's something obviously going on. Severino's garbage right now. It's really, really bad. It feels like a name brand thing. Somehow the Yankees and Severino are still carrying a name brand thing. It's really bad. In particular, Severino death cannot get lefties. 360 batting average allowed, 2.75 home run per 9. Last I checked, Jordan Alvarez is a lefty. Uh-oh. So let's get Houston F5. How about that Jordan total bases while I'm rambling about it, Jay? Remember, $2 on the total bases. If it has a plus in front of it. So I'm never going to play total bases with a minus in front of it. No way. So let's go 130 in the Houston F5 and Jordan Alvarez over 1.5 total bases if it has a plus sign. If not, just forget it. Moving on. Next up, let's go Mets. Go lefty David Peterson on a bump on the road against the Blackbirds with orange vests and Dean Crispy Kramer. I'm just not buying any of this. I'm not buying any of this. Well, apparently, the market isn't either. I had to hop over to check my F5 line. It's at 5.5. Another one of those things that, again, it doesn't make me right. But I generally don't go over 5.5, right? That's why I got stalled. I generally don't look for a 6th run through 5. And I think it's the same way. I don't look for a 10th and 11th run through 9. Hard enough to score as it is. Doesn't mean it can't happen. But it's just something that I generally do to try and stay out of trouble. Both bullpens have been pretty good, which is funny. I think that explains the mishmash lines here. Right, Jay? Okay, over 4.5, that's too juiced for pricing. Do me a favor, look at the full game. This was interesting. You don't always see this, people. See, check this out. This is an interesting price. I want to attack this price. So the F5 is at 5.5. The full game is at 9. That's a little unusual. You can just divide innings by runs. You're going to come up with purely different numbers. Right, that's a case where you eat 15 cents worth of juice on a score, because that's going to get you your money back at the 9. It's going to be like if you covered 5.5 and it's 3 through 5. You feel like you're going to get through 9 because the starters are probably taxed at 3 runs. Anyway, let's go over the 9. I'm just not buying Peterson 6 ERA. I'm not buying it. Kramer again was good to start. He's kind of come apart as of late. Last 400 pitches, +5 ERA. And I meant to bring this up again, as I mentioned the inimitable pitching sheet. Adding the plus metrics, Saris's stuff, location, and pitching plus really give you an idea if a guy's any good. I might actually add the full season and the split, and you can see if there's been, degradation in those metrics. I like them in season, especially. Next up, Jordan Lyles and the Royals with Cheese on the road in Philly against Aaron Nola and the Fighting Phils. Let's see, what do we think about this one? It should be Phillies by a country mile. I'm sorry, I had a little star. No, I got it. All right, let's not bury the lead. We're going to go for the full game cover here. Jordan Lyles has a 6.15 ERA, 1.3 whip. XFIP, expected ERA, and Sierra all north of 5, 70% K. 24 CSW too low, 20% whiff is too low. 49 fly ball, 10% barrels at nearly 2 home runs per 9. And he's just been awful on the road. This is Jordan Lyles, 291 batting average allowed to an 870 OPS, a nearly 8 ERA. Flip side, Aaron Nola, very, very good. Right? Good. How's that for analysis? Philly offense has kind of been in the tank, but again, this is where I think I'm looking for larger samples. I'm not about to buy the pricing on this cover. And what I mean is, full game, Jay has it up on betstamp.app. We'll have him tell you about it in a second. I'm seeing as high as -250 on the money line, but -110s on the full game cover. And that's at the same book. I'm not just grabbing high and low. That's a $140 for that run. It's crazy. You take that, go for it. So let's go Philly with the full game cover, Jay Bird. I think we have him in the third phase as well. I guess, again, right now I shouldn't have papered over too much. Kansas City's been better as of late. 104 WRC plus, hardly great. It's the Philly offense that's been terrible. 79 WRC plus, last 500 PAs, 49% ground ball, only 8 home runs. But what'll get you out of a funk like that? Playing against Jordan Lyles. And if not, we don't get him early. Hopefully we'll get him late. Kansas City Royals, last 43 innings. Dead last in Sierra, dead last in K rate. Hopefully that'll help us out. Philly with a 3 ERA, last 38 innings. Give me Phillies with the full game cover as we move it on. Toronto Blue Jays, the Bluebirds, north of the border, and Alek Manoah. Damn you, Alek Manoah. Damn you, Alek Manoah. Damn you. One for screwing up any team I drafted you on in fantasy. Then plus any bets that are now in the toilet because of you. And then you took our sweet, sweet prince, Taylor Ward, from us. Unbelievable. What a shame. Oh, Manoah's been really bad. It is just the worst thing ever. He had the one decent start against Detroit, but it's been just the grossest thing ever. I'm trying to figure out why I don't have this one listed as I rambled through it in real time. Maybe it was right on the cusp. Okay, it was right on the cusp for me to look for a cover. But I wonder if maybe the answer, Jay Pretty Sharp has the F5 stuff up. And I wonder if maybe that was the answer, to look for the half game cover. So I think we want to do that, Jay. Let's go for that. We can get minus 115, minus 120 with the little 5 cents could do, little 5 deuce could do around here. Again, Manoah's been really bad up against James Paxton, who's been excellent. 334 ERA, 107 whip, 632 OPS. All the indicators are 3.5 or below. But the disciplinary basket is really where you want to look at for this guy. 28 K, 7 walk. That's a better than 21 K minus BB, 13.5 swing strike. 29 CSW, 29.5 whiff. That's how you do it. Winning in the zone, winning out of the zone, 83 zone contact. It's just been excellent. 275 expected WOBA on the season. And he's been phenomenal at home. Paxton at home, 200 batting average allowed to a 569 OPS. That's a 225 ERA, 282 xFIP, sub 1 homer, 9. Offenses are probably split here. Toronto, maybe with a slight edge. Last 500 plate appearances, they've been very hard to back. Again, they lose in the zone, too many ground balls, not enough hard hit balls. Toronto also, they've been very good against lefties. Maybe that's part of the price in keeping it down. But I still think we got him by 1, right? Even if Toronto taps Paxton for 1 or 2, I think we're going to smoke Manoah. He's just been so bad. He really doesn't belong up here. And this could be the final straw. Again, the bullpens were a little close, not to pay for the cover, though I think that one is also pretty viable also if you wanted to twist my arm and go for the full cover against Boston. And, Jay, I'm like, all right, if it's in, it's in. It's all good. They're all the same. I don't really have a formula for that. Run line. I've been avoiding F5 run line just because they're hard, but like, then you cover it and don't get it from the bullpen. You go, oh, that's what I should have done. Again, right, there's no objective measure. I try and stay consistent. That's why sometimes I scratch my chin because I'm still trying to find that, place to bury my foot. Although, if you don't get your answer in the bullpens or through the offenses, right, the answer is probably F5. Why? Hashtag we hate bullpens. Let's move it up. It's Mike Clev Dog, Sunshine, on the road, on the bump. For the Pale Hose, going up against the Guardians and Logan Allen. Clem Dog, hopefully one of the reasons you come here, besides hopefully a good laugh, interactions in the comment section, plus EV bets, make a friend or two with your boys, is the underpinning stuff, right? I'll mention ERA, but it's always been about popping the hoodie here, nuance and context at the 4. 3.6 ERA, 1.3 whip, but. Back. XFIP and Sierra north of 5. 10% came on his BB. This is Clevenger, 25 CSW. Missing 9% of the time to a 50 fly ball. Now, again, those misses have not been punished. Remember, Clev Dog surviving a 267 BABIP right now. Not buying it. Has not been good. On the road, he has a +6 XFIP on the road. Sub 100. Stuff plus metrics everywhere you look. Allen has been pretty good. Logan Allen for the Guardian offense, bit shingots right now. Hard to back. More than anything because of the price. White Sox offense in the tank, 223. Team BA, a 275 team batting average. 70 WRC plus, going to be bottom 5. Man, I wonder if if the bullpen stuff is there, maybe we will go for the cover now. Cleveland bullpen's been bad right now. We need to wait for them to wake up before we're looking for full covers. 5 ERA last 43 innings, 1.5 whip, 13% walk rate. That'll do it. Yikes. Yowza. So I'll probably leave this one, though I want to keep... You know what, Jay? Let's put Cleveland money line in the bin, right? I call them parlay plays. Sometimes those end up on my daily parlay. Money lines that I like, that are a little too juiced, but I truly think will hit, kind of go in the bin. Those are the ones you pair. You don't want to pay for those. Because right at 3 scratches of the chin, we're out. 1 scratch of the chin, you say, pair this, maybe make a few dollars. Next up, the Jesus Lizard, Jesus Luzardo, and the Miami Marlins on the road against J-Mont, Jordan Montgomery, and those Walker, Texas Rangers. Man, Rangers are back. Right, Rangers, the offense is back, Seager is back, is what I need to say. But believe it or not, Texas really struggling against lefties last 30. And you know I love Luzardo. I got a little risky. I posted this one, so if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander. Jake, let me take a look at those F5 Marlin run lines. Again, Luzardo's been very, very good. That's my dude. I was all over him this season. Actually, I think I might have something on him for Cy Young somewhere. That was like 101 or whatever. 3.4 ERA, 1.2, 1.18 whip, excuse me. OPS below 700, but the disciplinary basket just through the roof. 22% K minus BB, 14.5 swing and strike. CSW over 30. Whiff rate over 31. Check, 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 check. 35 O swing, 85 zone contact. Really, really loving every bit of that. Death on lefties. Bit of struggles at home by ERA, 4.5, but I'm not buying. All the underpinning stuff is still good. Last 400 pitches, 2.35 ERA with a 3.4 CR, which again, very good. Pitching plus over 100, loving Jesus Luzardo, the Jesus Lizard lately. Montgomery's been good, a little bit more of a just a guy. The ERA's been low because the BABIP is below 300, but there's probably a pretty good argument to be made for aggression here. Only indicators, at 4.25 or worse. Again, he's not bad. I'm not trying to trash him because he left the Yankees, but I think Montgomery pitching just a bit over his shoes right now. Then again, you pop over the offense. Miami crushing lefties, top 5 in lefties in WOBA and expected WOBA. They don't strike out. In-zone contact is high, right? That's a good pair for Montgomery pitchers contact. Flip side, Texas Ranger offense, which is very good. Let's make no mistake. Not so good against lefties. The big heavy split there is lefty-righty. So hopefully in this race to 15 outs, Jesus Luzardo gets us there. We got under, as long as we got minus 120. We love it at. Right, Jay, my parameter for single bets generally minus 130, 135. So you can just hammer away, But I'm seeing plus a half run. You know what, Jay? Bring up that bet stamp app. That's another good example of the menu because I want to make sure that we take our time. I skipped them for 2 days in a row. My apologies to wonderful sponsor right here. Jay, take a half minute and tell me about this awesome app. Why it kicks so much arse.
Yeah, for sure, John. I got you. So, guys, you know the drill here. The easiest way to improve as a sports bettor is to simply use multiple sports books and always get the best odds. We recommend using an odds comparison tool like BetStamp. BetStamp compares odds across every sports book for games, futures, and player props. Save time and money by checking BetStamp before you bet. Download the app today. And if you're looking to sign up for a new sports book, please check out the offers available at betstamp.app/call to the pen. You can see it on the screen here. Click the link in the chat or the link in the description. If you sign up through that page, it helps support the show. So throwing it back to John now.
Appreciate you, Coop. My dude. Hardest working producer in the game. All right, so let's get to the race to 15. Miami Marlins is going to get us there. Next up, Snakes with Chafes in the back. Merrill Kelly, plus 110 dog on the road against my boy, Bailey Ober and the Twinkies. I think I've bet Ober every single time he pitches. I think I posted this one also. I really like the F5 for the Twins. Could be a little tough. Some of these are a bit of a dogfight. I've got the win both ways. Although, you know what, Jay, pump the brakes. This might have been my mistake. Yeah, Arizona bullpen's been so bad. I would go full game here. I probably regret that. Let's go full game. Again, Ober's always a threat to go 6, go 7, and then the bullpen's very good. The Arizona bullpen is not good. So if we get good Merrill Kelly, I don't want to lose this 1-0. Right, they're going to cough it up late. Arizona bullpen lasts 41 2/3, 6.5 ERA, 1.6 WHIP, nearly 300 batting average allowed, 42 hard hit, 9% barrel. They've eaten 5 losses in the last 2 weeks. They're circling Le Drain. Ober's been downright excellent. I love the control stuff. Sub 5% walk rate. Why don't you bring up that walk prop also, Jay? So we want Minnesota to win this one. Then we're going to take a quick look at Bailey Ober under his walk prop. Man, it's a bit too juiced up for me. Oh, I'll tell you what. There's our answer, Jay. How about that? Can we? I don't know if we can pair those. Can we pair the under walks with the Twins win? I'll take that all day. Right? Perfect little correlation. Bailey's gonna be good. He's gonna get us there, get us to the Twins win. Doesn't walk anybody. So I don't know if you're allowed to pair those. If you are allowed to pair those, you do. Some places, same game, you're allowed. Other places are kind of changing these things. Otherwise, if not, leave the walk prop alone, people. Keep it in mind. Maybe if you find another one. Lizardo is another one, too. He's probably another great pick to pair those. All right, let's move it on. I got to get going. It's the Buccos, black and yellow, and Quinn Priester on the bump against Milwaukee Brewers and Colin Rea, who I've been going up against all year and kind of getting snuffed. This time, man, Priester, these numbers are just outrageous. He has a 9.19 ERA, 1.7 whip through 16 innings, OPS up near 1,000. Every single earned run indicator above 5.25, 15% walk rate, 42% ball rate. Yowza! How about that walk prop? Is that up? How about the Priester over walks? I wonder if he's at 2.5. Those are kind of hard to get to. I don't know if I got him for throwing enough pitches to do that. But if the Priester walk prop is up, that might be worth getting because I don't want to pay the juice. He had 6 walks last time out, 3 the time before, 2 below that. Yeah, minus 140 to go over. I can tell him that I kind of suck on my teeth a little bit when it comes to these. Cubby Noel calls Colin Rea, Colin Diarrhea. My dude, Cubby Noel from the corner. 3! Oh, man, you come here with your jokes. We're going to put you right on the air, man. I love this stuff. This show is completely off the rails, and that's why we are us, and that's why we are Sparta. Right, we may be small, but we are freaking fierce, yo. Again, you come at us, they come at us, we funnel them right through that little tunnel and whack them to pieces and chuck them in a pit. This is madness? No. This is Sparta. This is Call to the Pen HQ, baby. So, yeah, this one's tough to bet on. I've been really digging the Milwaukee offense as of late, but it's funny because you kind of check out the statistics are not really there. So maybe they've just been highly efficient. 240 team batting average, less 500 PAs for the Brewers, not any good. You know, they've kind of crushed lefties. If that's the only thing I got popping. They're not striking out. They're taking their walks, which is good, which I guess would be death on Reyes. So he probably goes over that 2.5 walk stuff. Again, Milwaukee, 20.1 K rate, 10% walk, 10% swing and strike, 31 chase. So a very strong disciplinary basket for the Brewers. Oh, actually, this might make another one. I wonder if Jay ringing Brewers and Guardians make a good one. Let me just make sure I got a full run. Yeah, I got enough on the Brewer clear to go. So that makes a nice little pair. Twins plus Brewers on the money line to get over even money. Right, not to look for covers and not be greedy. I'm trying to cover in baseball is so tough. It really is. It's so tough, especially with I hate bullpens being so bad. And then again, one thing I always talk about, trying to bet in line with the coaches. Remember, teams just want to win. You could be up 2 runs with 1 out in the ninth, and they're going to sacrifice that run in your bet with a smile on their face. So that's a theoretical why I hate it so much. Next up, this one is interesting. OPMG, welcome aboard, my dude. It's Chris the Gun Show flexing, plus 140 dog on the road against the Redbirds and Adam Wainwright. Quite literally, this is without exaggeration. This is my highest model game by score all year. So we have to go way over this one. And if I have any of my ladder total people out there, this is one of those. Jason doesn't see it on the books. He also says, oh, I'm sorry. You're looking at the K leader. Jason, the K leader is posted in Canada, and it's not up in the U.S. just yet. Jay jumping back and forth over the border, to look out for us, man. Come on. I told you it's the hardest working there is. So again, back to Colorado, St. Louis. I'm sorry, Jay, my bad. I thought that's what you're saying wasn't listed. They were confirmed. So again, this is my highest model total on the season. So I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. Let's bet the over, of course, even if it is double digits. Let's see if we can get an even 10 opposed to 10.5 or higher. But at the same time, up, daily K leaders up. All right, so we're going to take a minute at the very end. It's up in America. USA. I want to take a look at the alt prop. Jay actually found 9.5s out there, which is awesome. Like, absolutely. I found that earlier on today, and again, maybe I give myself too much credit. A lot of times when I post the algorithm scores and I get these giant disparities, listen, not to pat myself on the back, but Barry Horowitz, though, usually those lines do move. So we're way over 9.5, and I'm going to be looking to bet the ladder on this one. I think FanDuel has ladders. I think DraftKings might have alt game totals also. So like this one, I'm going to sprinkle on, 20 runs. That this one goes to double digits on both sides. It's just like, we didn't do any of the analysis, but it's as bad as you could imagine. Flexen has an 8 ERA, Wainwright with 7. Neither have an OPS below 970. Neither have a Sierra below 5.5. Neither have an expected ERA below 6.75. Neither have a K- walk rate over 4. What the freak is going on here? This is absolutely bananas. Neither have a zone contact rate below 88. Neither have a line drive rate below 24. Neither have a barrel rate below 8, a home run rate below 1.75, and an xWOBA below 386. I mean, this is just like the worst thing ever. So I think we're going to go. Okay, so we're going to go both ways. I got it. We're going to bet this one on the line. I'm going to get a buck on over 20, and I'm going to get a buck on like under 3. I swear, I feel like there's no other way. This one does not end 4-3. This one is 1-0 or like 17-14. I'm telling you. Decided by a field goal at the end. Let's move it up. I got 2 more. We'll do the K stuff, then I'm going to get out of here. Luis Castillo and the Mariners on the bump, minus 125. Slight favorites on the road against Reed Detmers and the Angels. Really love both of these guys. Castillo been a downright ace. 2.88 ERA, 1 flat whip, 6.37 OPS. Sierra at 3.5, expected ERA right in line. 28% K to 6 walk. Man, 22 K minus BB, phenomenal. Detmers is at 20. Swinging strike for Castillo, 15.5. Detmers is 14. CSW's at 30 and 29, respectively. I mean, this was one of the bets in the general market we've been doing very well on. I mean, all year long, going under in Seattle through the F5. Bring it up, Jay. Per favor, eh? I'm guessing, again, when books get caught, they just post 4.5. Let the money decide. A lot of these Seattle games should probably be opening up at 4 and not 4.5. So if we're getting 4.5s out there where we can go under on the F5J, that's absolutely where we'll be. Oh, again, here's our lesson for the day, people, on reading the tape. Right? Look, this morning was 4.5 all the way down. First step, you see the minus 110s become minus 125s. After minus 125, you'll see a couple 130s, but you'll also start to see that number move down to 4. Okay? Then 1-4 becomes 3-4s, becomes 5-4s. This is reading the tape, using the pricing in the market, the menu, to show you directionality, to try and anticipate closing line value. Wow, feather the captain, ding, 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 ding. I mean, goddamn, this is the sharpest crew ever. So yeah, we're going to go under on this one. The offense is kind of just meh. I mean, Seattle's picking it up as of late. I really shouldn't give them such a hard. Maybe I shouldn't give them such a hard time because they really have clicked it up. But it's the strikeouts that are such a nightmare. 28% K last 500, 12.5 swing strike. LA 28.5 swing K rate. 28.5 K rate as a team last 500 PAs. 15.5 swing strike. 80 zone contact. I mean, it's just all the strikeouts. It's all the strikeouts. Love Detmers. Love Castillo. I'm under 4.5 easily in this one. Last up, I'm just watching. No bet on this one. Bobby Miller and the Trolley Dodgers. Minus 105. I guess even, what'd you call it? Against the Friar Tucks and Yu Darvish. Again, right? You see pitching. You think maybe go under, but the offense is not to be messed with. Both of these offenses really firmly up off the mat. I'm a big Bobby Miller fan. Hard time starting him this week. I actually might have benched him in fantasy, believe it or not. Again, these offenses rocking and rolling, rocking right now. LA Dodgers, 135 WRC plus, that's 500 PAs. Number 1 in OBP, 19K to a 12 walk. Man, that disciplinary basket is thick. 28% chase, that's top 3. 45 fly ball, that's number 1. I mean, they're crushing lefties. They're crushing righties. San Diego up off the mat. 355 team OBP, 832 team OPS. 129 WRC plus, 8% swing strike, 27 chase rate as a team. Number 1 in strikeout rate. Also number 1 in zone contact. Think about that. So it's not like they're just, they're waiting, they're waiting, batting the shoulder. No, when they let it rip, they're making contact. And it's 9% barrel rate. Padres looking really good. I'm not looking to tempt this one. So that'll do it for the general market stuff. As we fly around in a ball of water, around the ball of fire. on the big show with the big man. So rate, review, and subscribe. We are 50 subscribers away from 1,000 right now. Though, let me take my second that I do every day to thank Jay, I think it's under pitching props. Yeah, it's under pitcher props on FanDuel. It used to be under like daily special or something. Yeah, they're moving it around. So I want to take a second to just thank everybody. One something I noticed yesterday, I had the show up after it was over. And for like 40 views with 35 likes or something like that. And that is everything to me. So I see you. Thank you so much, everybody. Right? You know, we put this on working so hard to keep it free. The exchange, like the even exchange to keep your favorite show is to press a thumb every day. And it's weird, like I get it. For some reason, people are reticent to support. Like I almost like understand. You know, now I try and be in the habit of doing this stuff because I understand how much it matters. I used to sure, whatever, turn it off, don't like, don't follow, don't subscribe. And stuff matters. And you lose shows. And you asked me, what happened, man? That show was great. Ooh, we didn't get the analytics, weren't there, couldn't find a sponsor. So that's unfortunately the way of the world. Okay. Let's do a little quickness on the K leaderboard. Right, I didn't really get to look at it because it wasn't up. So I'm just going to, what we did last time, right? The last two times we've actually been pretty successful. So let's look for the strongest strikeout baskets from the K on the K side. So we're talking about, well, right off the bat, Reed Detmer's pops, right? Because we mentioned the way the Mariners are striking out. So again, I'm kind of Detmer's is a 5-1. The marker was hip to that one, unfortunately. So I was hoping he was going to be listed out back, and he wasn't. Or let's get back into it. 5-1 we're not playing. 5-1 you could probably get an alt prop in the 10Ks. That is Jesus Luzardo, James Paxton, Luis Castillo. All right, I mean, this might be the long shot. I got David Peterson. Although, man, the Orioles do hit lefties. Like, we kind of know that from our work. But David Peterson's 130 to 1. Oh, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the comment. I see a 130. I see a 130 to 1. Listen by Brian Rose. Although, Brian, I don't know who you had in mind. Although he is, right now, Peterson's the only one out there. So I think you got to take a look at him. You know, again, right, we just build the tapestry and go from there. Bailey Ober, pretty strong, right? I'm looking at whiff rate, first strike, O-swing, chase rate, all the stuff that we do. I could probably come up with like a simple, like, weighted opportunity thing where I'm just going to add, right? Like, stupidly add stuff. Man, yeah, Fried's not up there. Nola, man, even Kelly. This slate's kind of chalk. This slate is a little chalky. Where's Merrill? Even Merrill Kelly's at 10 to 1. Like, yikes, that's a no. You know what, Jay? I wonder if Jay Bird is nodding somewhere behind the scenes. He and I have been speaking about how we were expecting these prices to change in particular up front. So, Jay, you know, who just had his birthday yesterday, maturing before our very eyes. Our young Cooper is growing up, man. Put some hair in his chest right now. Because you nailed it, Jay, right? The books seem like they're basing the prices on the stuff that we were as we were clocking them over the head. Brian Rose says, we are simpatico drama. Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to do. And again, I think at 131, you ignore Baltimore. Again, right, you're not putting full units on these. You should be putting 100th of a unit on these, quite literally. And in human terms, you should be betting $1 on these, most generally. I know people hate to hear that. They absolutely hate to hear what responsible betting sounds like. Corner of my eye. Damani S, is that you I see? My friend, what's up, kid? OPMG, Damani, Brian Rose, man, we appreciate you participating the whole way through. Let's see if I can find somebody else, man. Those are really weak. Right now, I just got Peterson, Jay. I really don't have much. I'm not going to start laying like 5-1s. That's just not how I do it. What about Ober? Is Ober near the back somewhere? No, Ober at 26. I guess that's viable. Paxton has stuff at 15. I guess he's viable. Brown at 7. I would say no, thank you. Let's go to the flip side really quick before we get out of here. Something, again, I believe Brian and I were speaking about it in Maddie's group chat. But I know I also spoke to Coop about this off air, and it's, oh, this is fantastic, man. I'm glad I remembered it. I hope he's tuning in. I'm going to make sure this is from a follower, Matt Strauss, who I mentioned earlier in the week. I didn't focus on it because the K leaderboard was not up, but now that it's up, he was asking about this, so I think we're kind of answering his question, right? His question was, like, how do you come up with this stuff? He wanted some help with finding the leaderboards, so I do recommend, listen, what's the easiest? People just pay me the 5 cents a day, whatever it is, and use the sheets. It's going to save you a ton of time than creating sheets, scraping, mining, dating, all this stuff in spreadsheeting. But other than that, he was talking about theoretically how we build these things. Again, the strongest strikeout stuff. But more importantly, what we've noticed, bring home the bacon, is to attack the bad offenses. So let's take a look at the flip side of that. Let's see. Who do we need to attack? Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm kind of like, it's just tough for me. The way I have it set up. Okay, so right off the bat, you want to attack the Minnesota Twins. So that's Merrill Kelly. You want to attack the Angels. That was Castillo. You want to attack the Mariners. That was Detmers. You want to go after Colorado. Who the hell was pitching for Colorado? Oh, geez, help me. I have Montgomery. I'm sorry. Wayne right now. You can't go there. Yikes. Yowza. So maybe today might not be our day. Right? Today just might not be our day. This is kind of rough. Then it's, hey, Baltimore. That David Peterson one is looking really, really strong right now. Jay has exclamation points out for the White Sox. Yeah, absolutely. That's another one, the big time chase. So who's that, Jay? Oh, and Logan Allen. Okay, there you go, Allen. Let's make that our other deep swing. Where the hell is Allen on this list? 26-1. Okay, so we've got a couple of those. Let's wrap it up, Jay, and get out of here. So we're gonna go right. Let's go David Peterson. He's the long, way long shot. So we want to go Peterson. We want to go Logan Allen. Now, I don't know, maybe Ober because he's got the distance. Maybe it's Ober and Paxton. We'll just run out 4, and those are all 15-1 or better. I think that's where I'm at right now. Jay and I will be in touch after the show before we put the tweet out. So the only one I would lock in, people, is make sure you smash the Peterson, because we know those move. Like, we know we've been moving that needle. I don't know if we're going to move the 26-5. So if you want to pump the brakes on those, that's fine. But I think we want to hit the Peterson. Like, I'm rambling. I got a decent spot in a few minutes. I want to make sure I bet this thing, man. So let's get David Peterson because the Baltimore Orioles are striking out. We know Peterson has 10K, strikeout upside. Call to the pen says Peterson just moved. Of course. Anyway, man, that's what I get. I love it, man. I don't care. I just love to help, yo. 100 down to 101, you dogs. It says call to the pen. Also, last one, D-Rock, I appreciate you, man, because this I put in so much work into this stuff. It says the sheets are worth more than 5 cents. If you don't have it, I highly recommend you. I absolutely do. In fact, a lot of times content creators can be, let's say, reticent is good word, right? They're not afraid to other people's stuff, but I think they get tunnel vision. They don't want to be thought of as copying other people's stuff. I've had lots of really successful handicappers, analysts, betting fantasy, and otherwise be like, dude, where has this thing been my whole life? It's going to save you so much time, right? It's $20 once for the rest of the year, and you're getting picks that are making money. So, like, I don't know what else to do. Plus, I got football stuff coming. That'll do it. Everybody, thanks for picking up. We're putting down here at Call to the Pen HQ, brought to you by betstamp.app/Call to the Pen. Tell them Big Johnny sent you. For the fastest show in MLB, absolutely anywhere, Big John and Coop. I guess that'll do it. We'll see you in the Twitter streets. Hit me up on the app formerly known as Twitter. X gonna give it to you. And that'll do it. Enjoy the weekend, yo. Enjoy your games. Enjoy the day. When we're done with the book, enjoy that pay. And remember, when you work this hard, there's a lot less like luck, yo. Peace.